Hello everyone, welcome once again to another video of Slidescope related to Power BI, and in this tutorial we are learning about how to put filters in Power BI reports or dashboard. So in our playlist of Power BI earlier we created a HR analytics dashboard where we explained how you can create something like this, and with the help of this report, you will be able to analyze various HR related operations, data, everything. Now we have simply copied some elements from that report, and what we are going to do, we are going to use this empty area to put some filters here. And to put those filters, the first thing that you can do is you can go to insert, and from here you can go to shapes. Obviously, this is just for styling. It is not needed, but will make the style a little bit better. And now for this shape, you can go to its style and you can select its color, which is same as your theme color, what you are using. For example, here we were using the blue color. Here we are using the this purple color. Now, here in Power BI, you have a slicer and you have KPI. So this slicer can be used to create filters. Okay. So one of the simplest way to create a filter is this slicer. Although these graphs are interactive. For example, obviously here we cannot see the heading. So let's first fix that. In title, let's use a different color so that the heading is visual. So employees count by job level. So this is if the job level is 2, employee count is 534, and count of over 18 by age, count of employees that are over 18 by age. So this is a distribution. If you select this, then you will see it is already filtering various things. Okay, so in Power BI, these visuals are interactive. If you select something, that means based on your selection, other visuals may get affected or will get affected. But we are going to create a slicer that is also going to affect all visuals. So from here you will select a slicer, and in slicer you can just put the slicer over this. If you are facing difficulty in managing their position, so whatever element you have selected, if you will go to the format tab, so you can bring that element forward to front or send backward or send to back. Okay, so that way that element will go back in the layer, and when you are putting an element over other element. Okay, so that you have to keep in mind. So when you will drag this slicer, it will simply ask you what field do you want to use for the slicer. So let's say we already have department here, we already have job level wise employee count, count of employees by age, we have those things. Okay, but there are still many things that we can use as a filter to understand more about our employees. So from here we will use education. So if you will go to the table view, there you can see that you have education. Okay, although it is a number, but you will see there are only finite number of values there. This is some kind of education level given to them. Okay, and you can also see there is gender. You can see, which is a categorical column. You can see job role. Okay, that is a categorical column. The marital status. So you can use either of them for your filter to understand how filters work. So what I am going to do here in this slicer, I am going to select educational field, although you can select anything. So when you will select educational field, so you will see that there are six different educational fields, six distinct educational fields that you can use. And by default, when you will select, it is only, you can select only one of them by default. Okay, and there is no select all. So when we have selected, there is no way, no, we can select all of them. So in order to do that, in your slicer there are a lot of settings which you will find in format your visual. So you will go to slicer setting. The first thing that you will see, whether you want it as a vertical list or a tile. Tile is like buttons, you know. So you will see like buttons. Here you can select one, and by holding control button you can select all of them. Okay, so this is one way. So this way you can create a tile based filter. Okay, just like a button. Let's press Ctrl Z, so we clear whatever we selected. Then you also have a drop down where you will select them. Okay, so in the drop down you will get these check boxes. So this is one thing. Now let's go back to slicer settings, and let's say we have selected the drop down list. It's good. Now what we are going to do, we are going to the selection part of our visual setting. In selection part, we have single select off and multi select with, you can see, control or command button plus click. So if you are using Mac OS, command; if you are using Windows, control. So you can see that it is on, multiple select is on, but somehow this is not. If you use it here, then it's available. Okay, but this is sometimes very confusing for users. So what we can do, you can show select all. So now this way, if user wants to select all, they can select all. If want to select none, only marketing, only medical, this way. Or if they want to select multiple, so they can select this and this using the control or command button. So this is one way of creating this filter. Okay, now since we have created this filter with a drop down, so we have a space to add more filters. What other thing we can do, we can go to their visual setting and values. So we can increase the value size, like now it is better visible in better way. Okay, you can select bold, so you can see the fonts in a better way. Padding is something that you can do to, you know, make a little padding between them, and this way you will be able to design it. You can go to the general tab, properties, where you can set the size and width if you want. Title, obviously the educational field title is written. So in slicer setting, you can see slicer header is on. So you can adjust it from here itself. So you can increase the side of slicer header. So this has now become our educational field slicer. Okay, and you can go in general, go to effects. From here you can enable shadow so that people can see it in a better way. You can reduce its size so that it can fit in between. You can adjust margin and padding by dragging them. So this is a one simple filter. Similarly, you can, since we are using the educational filters, sorry for noise. Since we are using the educational filter, what we can do, we can also include the education. Okay, so although it's a number which we just saw, that education is a number, but it has mostly limited finite number of values. So we can include it here. So here you can select, like, we want to see all those people who have education level of 5. So this is everyone, and you can see employees with education level 5. We have in job level 2, we have most people from education level 5, and most of them are, you know, in the age gap of above 30. And here you can see we have 26 male and 22 female employees with the education level 5. Similarly, you can find other. In education level 3, we have many employees in almost every age range, and here you can see most of them are in research and development fields. Then second is sales field, and then HR. What if we want to put, obviously we have gender as female here, but nowhere we have this as a filter. Okay, so obviously we have shown the distribution in card here, but you can use that as a slicer also. So once we have done styling, we can simply copy and paste it. So I'm simply pressing Control plus C or Command plus C and Control plus V. So I'm just copying this visual, and here in place of education, what I will do, I will select gender. Okay, and same in gender also. So let's select female only. Obviously this will become blank because there are no, we have selected gender female only. So here you can see total number of females is 235. Their average distance from office is 8.92. And most of the females are also in research and development. And their age. And you can see employee count by job level. Most of them are in job level 1. If you see male, then also it's the same thing. But here in job level 2, male count between job level 1 and 2 is almost parallel. So this was a simple introduction on how to add filters in your reports, and we can either create more visuals or we can simply drag it and now see the filters. So this is something that you can see. I will download this Power BI file and upload it as a reference in the description of this video so that you can also get the data, get the file, and try it for yourself. Thanks for watching the video. Have a nice day.